Hello everyone. Train. This is video 3, working on the 3-wheeler. Today I'm going to be, I guess I'll show you how to do the tires. These here are the non-split rim tires. I'm going to be putting tubes in them. This is a tube that was actually defective from the company. They right away sent me a new one. They were awesome about it. I already have the back 2 done. That's how I found the defective one. The front one to do yet. What I use for these, hold on, let me let that train pass. Okay, that should be better. What I use for these tires is I do it most tires actually. One of these old farm jacks. I think this originally came out of the back of, I had to guess like a Crown Victoria. I think it was my grandpa's old jack out of his old car. They work really good to pop the bead because the back is curved there. You'll see how I use it later. Then you can hook that under a bumper and use that for down pressure to pop the bead. It works amazing on like car tires, stuff like that. ATV tires are a little trickier because they're usually stuck on there a lot better, and these ones actually have a lot of rust inside the rim. So I'm gonna get all set up and I'll show you how that works. Alright, see you in a minute. Just kidding, actually I have to take the tires off first. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so to get these tires off, it's fairly simple. You have the nut, or the axle shaft that runs all the way across. Start it on the other side. This side's the nut side. Believe, yeah, you unthread that as much as you can. Take these 4 out. You should be able to get it off. I haven't done this before. Should be pretty self-evident though. You get the tool set up and take a crack at it. Okay, I got my tools. The small ones are 10 mil on here. All these sizes I say in all my videos, don't take them to heart because they could change on any. A lot of the stuff's been swapped out on a lot of my things. Like I said, the small ones on this are 10 mil. The big axle shaft itself is 17. You don't want to run these loose. I forgot to grab my magnet. So I'm just going to set these up on the fender for now. And then you take, like I said, it's a 17. And you want to run the nut out, or the axle shaft. And before you do that, you want to make sure you have a jack or something underneath the frame to hold the tire up. Okay, got it jacked up. It's still going to have to go up a little more when I put the tire back on because the tire's going to be bigger. But you run the axle loose. And you're unthreading it from this side down here. Once you get so far, you'll have to deal with the brakes. Now I'm loose there. There you go. Just gotta jiggle it. Here's your axle shaft. Set that someplace safe. Now, we come Let's switch you guys to the other side. If you come forward with the axle, or the tire, you should be able to, I said should, pull your brakes out. And that should free your tire, there you go, from the machine. Now, I'm going to switch you over by the truck and show you how to break the bead. Okay, so got it set up over here. What you're going to need, one of these little, this one's designed to go on your valve cap. It's for removing the core out of your valve stem. It just sticks in there and unthreads the core that's inside there, and this lets all the air out. And it also allows, when you squish the sides of the tire, for the air to not resist it. This tire is actually letting the air in. You set that somewhere safe. Won't get dirty, won't lose it. What I like about these jacks is that curve on the back. I can get it right on the edge of the rim. Just want it to put tension on there, and you keep working all the way around and round and round. These rims are really on there. Like I said earlier, with car tires, this right here is usually enough. Car and truck tires, just ATV tires have just a bit more bite to them. This one seems like it's not actually that bad. Alright, you can see down in here, it's pulling the bead down. This one's actually going really easy. The other ones were super rusty in there. I know it's hard for you to see, but turn the brightness up. There you go. This one's nice and painted, nice and smooth. The other ones were super rusted. So it should go in the next time or two. There it goes. And if you're just putting tubes in, you only have to do the side with the valve stem on it. So, I'm going to bring it back in the shop, show you how the tube goes in. Okay, first thing you want to do, you gotta remove the valve stem, the old one. These ones are actually aftermarket, I believe. Sure, they're the solid ones. Yep, I gotta grab a pair of pliers quick. Okay. Just saying, these are the solid ones, or the metal ones. Sometimes there's just going to be a rubber one in here. You just cut those ones off. I'm actually saving these ones because they could go nice on something that needs a valve stem replaced. The rubber on the other ones are a little hard, but a little bit of goop around it should seal it right up. Okay, that is the valve stem out. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you take the tire, scoot you guys back a little bit so you can see a little better, and you want to make sure there's nothing in it that's going to hurt your new tube. You'd be surprised what you'd find in these tires. Make sure the edges have no sharp edges, edge of the rim. Make sure the bead has no sharp pieces sticking off. And just make sure there's nothing inside the tire. Pick it up, shake it around, listen. There's nothing in there. Once you're confident in that, you can be ready to put the tube in. Okay, so this is the new tube. Here, I put a little air in usually, just to get a good idea where the valve stem is, because you want to make sure that isn't being all. If I put this in here this way, this valve stem can be pulled real hard to the one side to get it to fit right. You just kind of get that, figure out which side's up. Let the air back out of it. I just take the core back out. Make sure that doesn't get dirty. Here's the secret part. Baby powder. Acts as a lube. Don't be scared to use a lot. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. It smells good. Don't forget which way your valve stem goes. Okay. You get that all nice and lubed up. And get the tire down. Get the tube over the rim. Okay, you get the tire down, the tube over the rim, and you get your valve stem in place. And you put your outside nut to hold it on. You don't tighten it down yet, just finger tight will do. Get it out of there. Okay, finger tight will do. And you push your tire down. This is where the baby powder comes in handy. Just kind of shove the tube down in there. You just work your way around, shoving the tube in. Almost there. There. Once it's in, try shaking some of that baby powder that's left over on the tire down in there. It'll help lube it up. Shake it over. Okay. Now your tube's in, but it's all folded up and stuff. What you want to do, you hit it with the air, let it expand, not full, and then you just let it shrink. You hit it again, let it expand, let it shrink, let it expand. You do that 3, 4, 5 times. It'll help make sure the tube is settled in there. And then once you're confident of that, you put your core back in, and then you air it up until your bead pops. If your bead don't pop before your tire says what it's supposed to at, just leave it. It'll eventually go, I think. I actually have one that I'm just going to leave as it is because I went up to 20 psi. These are rated for 15 to set the beads. It still didn't go, so I'm just going to leave it. It's got a tube in it. It's not going to hurt anything. But as you go, you got to remember there's actually air between the tube and the tire too. So that's got to have somewhere to go. So I usually hold it down like this as I let it air up. And the reason I'm not showing you guys this is because my air compressor is very loud and you ain't going to be able to hear what I'm doing anyways. But that's how you do that. I'll film it. I might just have to cut the noise so it doesn't blow your ears off, but that's that. So I'll air it up for you guys, show you that. Okay, so that's that on. I can't actually read the tire pressure in there to let you guys know what it is because this gauge of mine doesn't fit between the axle here. Here's the housing, and then this one, cheapo I have, only goes down to 10 and doesn't even move. So, yeah, but beads on. I'll get this back in. I don't know if you guys can see, but down in there, there's actually a sleeve that runs to both sides. It kind of wobbles around in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to line up. But, get the brake back on. Sorry, you guys can't really see what's going on there. Get the brake back on. I need to go up with the jack again. Kind of want to get the brake lined up. There's a pin right here. It goes into there to hold it from spinning. Let's get that in its shaft. Then you gotta get that axle shaft through that internal sleeve and then lined up on the other side. This is the part that's a pain in the butt a lot of times. Might be able to get that back off. Yeah, there we go. Get the axle shaft through. Then the bearing's spinning. I just need to get it shoved through into there. It's just really gummy and sticky. So what I'm gonna do, grab a rubber mallet. I'm just gonna hit it just where it's flush with this. There we go. Then I'll get it lined back up. Tap on it a little bit more, just till it stops. You hold your hand on here, you'll feel it hit, and then you take your wrench, you give it some twists. I can feel you'll feel when it grabs. you just tighten her down. Until you feel a little tension on the bearings. You don't want to go super tight with this. I would say just until you really feel some resistance. And then back on this side, sorry. Yeah. Shove that back into place. Alright, sorry about that. Back on this side. Shove this back in place. This is labeled. See if you guys can see it. It has an arrow and it also says up. Make sure you install that the correct direction. Now, stuff like this and handlebar clamps, there is a proper way of tightening them down. A lot of times you'll see, if you look at the block, it's uneven side to side, or top to bottom. And you tighten one side, usually I think it's the bottom first, and then the top. So that's what I'm going to do on this. And this here only goes up to 80 foot-pounds, and that's if you're really hammering on it. So I'm not over tightening them with that. I'm going to grab a ratchet and tighten them with the ratchet. Just till they're snug. These are small 1/4 inch or so fasteners. They don't take a lot of torque. And that should be that. All sounds good. Wheels on, not leaking. Pressure feels about right. A little high maybe. That should be that. There's not many videos out there on changing ATV tires and stuff like that. That's kind of why I made this video. I'm making other videos on actually fixing the motor and stuff, getting it running, which I actually got it running last night. Spits and pops a lot. Timing needs to be done. I think the carb might need to be adjusted, but yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Don't mind the hair, kind of all over the place. Now that I got all 3 tires, got air in them again, it'll be a lot more enjoyable to work on besides it leaning way over to one side every time a tire goes flat. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos. It's finally nice out. You guys might not be able to see. There you go, you can see. We got other videos working on little tractors and mowers, snow blowers, stuff like that. So a lot of small engine stuff. I'm going to post a couple drone videos. I've had it out just for practice. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.